In the past 24 hours, dozens of Americans over 60 have suffered a stroke. Not because they skipped their medications, not because of poor choices, but after a simple medical test they trusted as safe. Most of them had no warning. It can happen within 24 hours, even while you sleep, and almost no one gets told the risk before it's too late. At your age, your arteries can act like rusty pipes. One wrong push, a bit of dehydration, a sudden spike in blood pressure, or even the wrong supplement, and those pipes can burst, putting your brain and your life in danger. But you don't have to be the next statistic. By the end of this video, you'll know how to protect your brain, your heart, and your independence. I'll also reveal 3 life-saving questions to ask your doctor before any test. Questions that could be the difference between walking into your appointment and waking up in the ER. If you care about heart health for seniors, want to know how to prevent heart attack and understand the early signs of heart attack or stroke, stay with me. What you'll hear next could save your life. Walter is 74, a retired Navy veteran. Walks every morning, eats clean, doesn't smoke. His doctor calls him the picture of health. At his last appointment, he agreed to a routine stress test, just to be safe. Nothing unusual. But that night, he woke up dizzy. His speech was slurred, his right arm felt heavy, almost numb. Walter was having a mini-stroke, just hours after a test he thought was harmless. He survived, but told me, "I never imagined a simple test could trigger this." Now, meet Linda. She's 68, same doctor, same test, but she walked out without a problem because she knew what to ask. She asked 3 key questions, stayed hydrated, and had her blood pressure checked again after the test. Have you ever felt lightheaded, weak, or off balance after a medical test? Many seniors dismiss these as nothing until it's too late. The difference between Walter and Linda could be the difference between your next appointment being routine or the start of something life-changing. What went wrong for Walter, and how did Linda avoid it? The answers and what you need to know to protect yourself are coming up in the next few minutes. Don't miss it. Now let's break down the 5 hidden triggers that can turn a simple medical test into a silent danger for your brain and heart. These aren't rare events. They happen inside your body, quietly, often hours before you even notice a symptom. And unless you understand them and how to prevent them, your next routine checkup could put you at real risk. Number 5, dehydration. During or after tests, even mild dehydration, losing as little as 1 or 2% of your body's water, can completely change how your blood behaves. Your blood becomes thicker, like syrup instead of wine, and that sticky, sluggish flow forces your heart to pump harder. Each beat puts extra pressure on your arteries. If your vessels are already stiff, that extra strain can trigger tiny cracks in the inner lining, allowing platelets to clump and form clots. It's most common when you fast before a blood draw, take diuretics, or even after a stress test when you sweat and don't replenish fluids. Many seniors mistake thirst for hunger, or think they're drinking enough because they sip coffee or tea, but both can worsen dehydration. Picture your bloodstream as a river. When the water runs low, mud and debris settle, slowing everything down. The current gets weaker and the channels clog easily. That's what dehydration does inside your arteries. Quick fix you can use today. Start hydrating the day before your test. 2 to 3 liters of water spread through the day, not all at once. Add a pinch of real sea salt, not processed table salt, to 1 bottle. Those minerals help your body absorb and hold water, so your blood stays fluid and smooth. Avoid too much caffeine or alcohol, since both drain your system even more. In a moment, I'll share a hydration habit most doctors forget. One that can help protect your heart health as a senior and drastically reduce your risk of a heart attack during stressful procedures. Number 4. Stiff, inflamed arteries. Over decades, the foods we eat leave their mark on our blood vessels. It isn't just about weight gain. Refined sugars, processed seed oils, and packaged carbs flood your bloodstream with glucose and trigger insulin spikes. Over time, these surges damage the cells lining your arteries, scar the inner walls, and cause LDL cholesterol and triglycerides to stick like glue. Each layer of buildup inflames the vessel, turning it from a smooth, flexible tube into a brittle, caked pipe. When your blood pressure surges, as it often does during or after a test, those fragile vessels can rupture or spark a clot that blocks the flow. Imagine forcing water through an old cracked hose with years of grime built up inside. One strong pulse, and the hose bursts or clogs completely. That's what's happening inside too many aging arteries. A powerful food swap that starts reversing this. Ditch the refined carbs like white bread, pasta, and sugary snacks, and swap them for whole grains and green vegetables. Replace processed cooking oils with cold-pressed olive oil or avocado oil, which help calm inflammation. Just this single change can begin to restore artery flexibility within weeks. If you've been searching for the best diet for heart disease or want to follow one of the proven diets for heart health, this shift is where to start. And I'll share one more key food tip in just a minute. Number 3. Stress hormones. Cortisol and adrenaline. For many older adults, the danger doesn't even come from the test itself, but from the mental buildup. The anxiety, the waiting room, the fear of results, it all flips your body into fight or flight mode. Cortisol and adrenaline flood your system, squeezing your blood vessels tighter and making your heart beat harder. This surge doesn't just raise blood pressure. Cortisol pushes your liver to dump sugar into your bloodstream for quick energy, which forces your pancreas to pump out insulin. Over time, these roller coasters lead to insulin resistance, more inflammation, and even more fragile arteries. Think of your blood vessels like garden hoses with hands squeezing them tight. The flow inside builds pressure. Add one sudden spike, a stressful procedure or blood pressure jump, and something gives way. How to counter it fast? Practice the 4-7-8 breathing technique before your test. Inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 7, exhale slowly for 8. Repeat 4 times. This simple pattern stimulates your body's relaxation system, opening your vessels and lowering your heart rate. Combined with a short, slow walk outside before your appointment, it can drop your blood pressure by 10 to 15 points in just minutes. If you've ever worried about high blood pressure or wondered about the early warning signs of a heart attack, calming this hormonal storm is one of the easiest, most natural ways to protect yourself. Number 2. Medication and supplement interactions. Here's a surprise most people never hear. Certain vitamins and prescriptions can quietly set you up for trouble during or after a test. High doses of vitamin D and vitamin E, while often promoted as healthy, can thin your blood or change how it clots, especially if you're on statins or prescription blood thinners. Diuretics can pull water from your system, thickening your blood, while other common medications can interact in ways that raise your risk for both clots and bleeding. Even herbal supplements can tip the balance. Imagine your bloodstream as a delicate recipe. Add the right ingredients, and it flows perfectly. Add too much of one, or combine the wrong ones, and suddenly the mixture turns unstable, either too thin and fragile, or too thick and sticky. What to do before any test? Bring a full list of your medications and supplements to your doctor. Ask specifically which ones should be paused, reduced, or taken with food to avoid side effects. This single step can prevent complications most people never see coming. I'll give you the exact 3 questions to ask your doctor before any test in just a moment. These will make sure your supplements are working for you, not against you, and help you use only the best vitamins and supplements for heart health safely. Number 1. The most dangerous trigger: no post-test monitoring. Here's what puts so many older adults at risk, even if the test itself goes smoothly. No one checks on them afterward. Most strokes and silent heart attacks don't happen in the doctor's office. They strike 12 to 24 hours later, at home, when your blood pressure could be spiking, your blood may be thickening, and no one is there to notice. The early warnings are often brushed off. A dull headache, a wave of dizziness, a tingling hand or lip. Most seniors think, it's nothing, I'll sleep it off. But those signals can be the start of something deadly. Picture your cardiovascular system like the ground after a storm. The rain has stopped, but the soil is loose and fragile. Beneath the surface, water is still moving, wearing away the foundation until it suddenly collapses. That's what's happening when these events hit hours after a test. How to stay safe. Before you leave the clinic, request a follow-up blood pressure and hydration check, and ask if they'll monitor your blood work again within 12 hours. At home, keep sipping water, add that pinch of mineral-rich salt, and move gently. Even a short walk around your living room every hour can keep your circulation steady. These small steps can reduce your post-test risk by nearly 50%, according to recent research. If you care about catching the signs of a heart attack or stroke, or spotting the symptoms of a silent heart attack before it's too late, this last step is the most important of all. Now that you understand the 5 hidden triggers, here's how to protect yourself. Let's close every loop so you can walk into any test with confidence and walk out safe. First, the 3 life-saving questions you must ask your doctor before any test. Number 1, will this test dehydrate me or spike my blood pressure? Number 2, should I adjust my medications or supplements before the test? Number 3, how will you monitor me after the test? These questions may sound simple, but they can be the difference between a routine appointment and a life-threatening emergency. Most seniors never think to ask, and that's exactly why complications happen. Next, your 24-hour protection plan around any test. Start by hydrating properly. Drink 2 to 3 liters of water throughout the day, but don't just chug plain water. Add a pinch of real sea salt. That tiny bit of mineral balance helps your body absorb the water and keeps your blood fluid instead of sticky. Eat light meals centered around leafy greens and healthy fats like avocado or olive oil, and avoid sugar spikes that make your blood vessels contract. After the test, keep your body moving gently. Take a slow walk or do a few minutes of calf raises at home. This simple circulation boost can prevent clots from forming when you're at rest. But beyond test days, your heart and brain need daily protection. The foundation is what you put on your plate. Follow an anti-inflammatory diet. Fill it with leafy greens, fatty fish like salmon, fresh berries, turmeric, and ginger. These foods are the cornerstones of the best diet for heart disease and the most effective diets for heart health, helping cool inflammation and keep your arteries flexible. Pair that with 2 simple habits to calm your stress and balance your hormones. First, use the 4-7-8 breathing method twice a day. Inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 7, exhale slowly for 8. This lowers cortisol, relaxes your vessels, and helps control your blood pressure naturally. Second, take a 10-minute walk after each meal. It steadies insulin, keeps your blood sugar stable, and lowers the strain on your pancreas, which protects your heart in the long run. And don't underestimate sleep. 7 to 8 hours of deep, quality sleep each night is when your heart, arteries, and nervous system repair themselves. Skimping on rest can undo all the work you do during the day. Finally, consider adding targeted nutrients, but only with your doctor's guidance. CoQ10 for cellular energy, omega-3s for flexible arteries, and magnesium for steady, healthy rhythms. These are some of the most trusted vitamins for heart health and best supplements for heart health, but they need to be used safely and at the right dose. These changes don't just reduce your risk for complications during a test, they make your heart stronger, your arteries more resilient, and your brain sharper every day. Let's make sure everything we've covered today stays clear in your mind. We went through the 5 hidden triggers that can turn a simple test into a serious risk: dehydration, stiff and inflamed arteries, stress hormones, risky supplement or medication interactions, and the most dangerous of all, no post-test monitoring. Now I want to hear from you. Which one do you believe is the most dangerous? Is it dehydration, stress, or your medications? Type your answer in the comments. I'll reveal the answer in just a moment, and your response could help someone else realize their own risk. So, which is it? The answer is post-test monitoring. Most strokes and silent heart attacks don't happen in the doctor's office. They happen in the 12 to 24 hours after, when no one is watching. That's why those 3 doctor questions I shared with you aren't just helpful. They are non-negotiable if you value your independence and your life. If you're serious about protecting your heart and brain, let's keep this conversation going. Comment safe below if you'll be double-checking your medications and supplements tonight, or if you've ever experienced dizziness, numbness, or strange symptoms after a test. Share your story. What you share here could save someone else's life, and your experience might be the wake-up call another person needs to avoid a tragedy. And if today's video opened your eyes, don't stop here. We've prepared a follow-up where we reveal 3 foods proven to help clear your arteries and naturally lower blood pressure. Foods most doctors wish more patients knew about. Make sure you watch that next, because it could be the simplest step you ever take toward a stronger, safer heart.